Hi, I'm Patricia Brawl. Thank you for watching this video. I'm so glad you decided to press play there. What we're going to be talking about today is basically how to define your quarterly marketing action plan. Some of the topics we're going to be covering on this video is basically how to define your target market, the differences between strategies and tactics, and then I'm going to show you some examples of tactics, how to do the metrics, and then we're going to go get into the planning. Stay tuned. So who's your target market? Usually when you're talking about your target market, the first thing that comes to mind is demographics, right? Age group and location. But there's more into that. So when you're defining your target audience, you have to think not only, in other words, about the age, location, gender, and everything that you see right here, but you also have to consider the psychographics of your target. Basically, the personality, hobbies, lifestyles, and the behavior in general. Why is this important? Because if you're talking to just women in general, ages from 40 to 50, trying to sell a product that is specifically for moms, you can't just talk the same language as for someone who doesn't have children as it is to someone who has children. That's why it's very important that you understand the lifestyle of that person. The same goes if you're trying to target millennials that are single and they're still in school. It's not the same as millennials that are already after school and they're trying to settle down. It's not the same type of language or voice that you're going to have to use when you're creating your marketing plan. And make sure you learn more about your audience and your target marketing. Now let's define the differences between strategies and tactics. So you have your goal, which is what you want to achieve. So the first thing you need to define is the strategy. So basically it's how you're going to do it. And then you define the tactics. It's basically the actions you're going to take. So that's two differences right here. For example, your goal is to increase sales from 10% to 20% in the next quarter. So how are you going to do that? One of the things that you're going to do probably is implement a marketing action plan. So how is the marketing action plan? The tactics is what actions you're going to take on that marketing action plan. So let's go over that a little bit more. Some examples of tactics. We have online and offline marketing tactics. On the online, we have your website, landing pages, your blog post, your social media, email marketing. Then you can decide if you're going to run ads on Google, Facebook, or LinkedIn, mobile ads, local SEO, and whatnot. Offline, then you're going to decide how many networking events are you going to go per week. Are you going to participate in a trade show with a booth, or are you going to become a sponsor? Do you have a referral program in place? How are you contacting your current clients? Are you asking for referrals? Cold calling is another offline. Direct mail, giveaways, and whatnot. So combining these two tactics will make your marketing action plan successful. Now, one thing is taking action, but for you to be able to actually make your marketing campaign successful, you have to measure. So first thing, if you have to determine your metrics. Some examples, of course, your website traffic report. Do you know how many visitors are you getting on your website? Do you know how many leads you are getting from your site per day, per week? Are you even getting any? Do you know what's the click-through rate when you send an email out? Do you know how many people is opening that email? Do you know if they're clicking the links that you included on that email out? On the social media part, do you know if they're sharing? How many likes? On your website again, how many keywords do you really have? Do you really have a content marketing campaign in place for that? From your current customer list, how many referrals are you getting per client? That's a very important metric there. You need to have a follow-up system, and are you tracking that? So these are some examples of the type of metrics that you have to use. So let's say you're running an ad on Facebook. If you're not using metrics, how will you know that it's working? If you have your website and you're not doing any metrics, how do you know your website is bringing any traffic? Maybe your site is bringing tons of traffic, but it's not designed in a way that is converting the traffic. So you have to make a minimal change to be able to convert that traffic. Knowing what's working and what's not working is extremely important to avoid being on that 80% of the statistic. You want to be in the 20% that makes a marketing campaign successful. Now, this is the quarterly marketing action plan that you are going to use to choose the goal for this quarter, what tactics you're going to use, how much it's going to cost, what's the metric, and what audience you're going to be talking to. Make sure you go back to the video. You can pause it so you can choose the right target audience. You can choose only 3 goals is recommended so you can really focus in the widely important goals. And then choose 5 tactics that can be either online or offline. So it could be one tactic, for example, it could be I'm going to go to one weekly event for the next quarter. So then you can put that as the number 1. Number 2, I'm going to improve my website. So you start working on your site. I'm going to be writing 1 blog post per month, and I'm going to distribute it throughout my database or LinkedIn and whatnot. I'm going to be posting this many times on Facebook. I'm going to create a Facebook. Maybe you don't even have that. I'm going to create an email campaign. I'm going to make 10 calls per day to my database. Things like that could be your tactics. And then how much it's going to cost you. Because that's the way you're going to know if the return on investment was profitable or not. And it's very important that you also define the metrics. How are you going to measure this? And every week, check your numbers, see what's working, what's not. So by the end of the quarter, you can say, you know what? The blog brought me these many leads. The social media post brought me this many other leads. On the next page, you can see that we have it by week, because this is how you are going to be able to really track what activities are working for you or not. So every week, choose 3 of the online or offline tactics to make sure that you're going to do and complete that week. This is going to work. Let me know your comments. Send me an email. You have my information at the bottom. Let me know if what's working, what's not working, and any other questions that you may have. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Bye. And remember, 80% of marketing campaigns fail because the key to a successful marketing campaign is to test and measure and be consistent. Bye.